I've never been this excited to start my morning bicycle touring in Finland. Yeah! The truth is, I am never excited to start in the morning. You can tell, look at my eyes, they're all just like, ugh. I am tired. I don't want to move. I only have 2 days of cycling left, however, so I'm going to pack up my stuff now and ride about 5 kilometers into town, get some food, and then be on my way. The goal today is to cycle about 70 kilometers or so maybe, so not a super long day, but it should be a good one. We're off to a good start. Let's go! Wow! This has got to be the widest shoulder I've ever cycled on. It's about 10 meters across. Woo! I got the whole shoulder to myself. Yeehaw! Finland! Only 50 kilometers now. Alright, so this is my campsite tonight here in Finland, and let's go over the stats. Can you see this? Okay, total distance today was 101 kilometers, maximum speed 41, average speed 20 something, total time on the bike just over 5 hours. So not bad at all. Today, however, was kind of boring, to be honest. 101 kilometers went by pretty fast. It was dark, raining a little bit, kind of on and off all day long, cold sometimes, and yeah, just lots of forest. That happens sometimes. Like, a lot of people imagine that like every day of a bike tour is going to be a wild adventure, and it can be. But sometimes you're just putting in the miles, you know, or in this case, the kilometers. So today was kind of just one of those days where I put my head down and pedaled, and it's kind of amazing how far you can go in a very short amount of time when you do that. So anyways, I am going to set up my camp now and crawl inside my tent. Okay. Alright, so I've got camp all set up behind me. It just started raining, so the timing is like perfect. I'm going to climb inside the tent now, start making some dinner. And you guys sent me some questions you wanted me to answer on Instagram. So I have one question that was sent to me, and today I think it's appropriate to answer that particular question. So hang tight. So I'm camped out in the forest, not too far from the road. Maybe I should have gone a little further because I can hear the road traffic quite a bit. While I'm here, kind of preparing my dinner, I thought I would answer one of the questions that you guys sent to me on Instagram. I asked you a few days ago, some mosquitoes, to send in your best question, your number one question about bike touring or world travel or wild camping or whatever. And so I got a good question from Toto, and he says, or he or she, I'm not sure. He or she asks, culturally, what have been some of the real tough things to cope with when dealing with people from other parts of the world? And so I thought that was an interesting question. That's not something I get all the time, to be honest. And my first response is like, oh, it's not, there's no difference really. That's what I kind of thought. But then the more I thought about it, I was kind of thinking, actually, there's a whole bunch of things that are just different with other people from different parts of the world. But I'm not, like, I'm from the United States and I'm from California. But to be honest, like, people from New York are totally weird to me, or people from Boston are totally weird to me, you know? So, like, or even people from another city in California can be totally weird to me. So I don't know if it's 100% like people from different countries are strange or different to me. It's just everyone is kind of different and strange to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Honestly though, like, I think like one of the strangest or most difficult things to deal with when I'm traveling or meeting people from other cultures has to do with humor. And just not getting other people's jokes, or them not getting my jokes, or that sort of a thing. Like, for example, I have like a very dry sense of humor. Like, I can be very sarcastic. I can say something that I don't mean and say it with a completely straight face because I'm just joking, you know? But other people don't get that I'm joking because I say it with such a straight face. And I've had that trouble with some of my videos in the past where I've said something that I meant to be a joke, but everyone watching the video, or not everyone, but a lot of people from maybe other countries or something, did not understand that I was just being sarcastic. And I think the best example that I can think of from my travels where this has happened is it was my first like major bike tour in France, and I had just cycled across Belgium and Luxembourg and crossed into northern France, kind of near Metz. I was in Metz, France, which is between, or like near the borders of Luxembourg and Germany. And I was staying with a Bicycle Touring Pro reader for the night. She had invited me to come and stay at her home, so I was like, okay, cool. And so I went to her home, met her, super nice, and she says, hey, like, would you like to go out and meet some of my friends tonight? Like, we're going to dinner or whatever. Do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. So we meet up later in the evening with this woman and her friends. So her friends were 3 women and 1 other guy, right? And as that group of 4 approached us, the women started kissing the girl on both cheeks, you know, like they do in France, right? And so like they're kissing her, and then I'm thinking, oh no, they're gonna come over here and kiss me on both cheeks. And I'm more of like a handshake kind of guy, you know? So anyways, the first woman, she comes up and she goes to give me a kiss on both cheeks. And after she did that, I jokingly said, sarcastically said, oh boy, my first French kiss. But I said it with like a complete straight face, you know? Oh boy, my first French kiss. And she immediately started jumping on me and kind of saying like, no, that wasn't a French kiss. Don't you know what a French kiss is? And I was like, yeah, no, I know. I was just joking. I was a joke. It was a joke. But she didn't think it was a joke, and she went on for the next 3 minutes trying to explain to me that like in France, people approach each other and they kiss on both cheeks, and a French kiss, that's something totally different. And she was like trying to allude to what a French kiss was without actually saying what it was. And the whole time I was just like, I know what a French kiss is. I was joking, but she didn't understand that I was just making a joke. So that's probably, I think, the funniest and maybe the most interesting thing that I've run into, just as far as coping with people from different parts of the world. So anyways, I'm gonna make my dinner now. Seriously, I'm making my dinner. Beans, 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 beans. At the end of my bike tour, I'm starting to go, woo! You know what I mean?